What's up? Fluffy for you back with another live stream. And today we are going to be watching an audiobook on One Piece chapter. Oops, sorry. Tried to make sure that my chapter 1138. Now, let's get this started, boys and girls. Because when I tell you this is gonna be good. Trust me. Okay. Share screen. Just that one. And share. Alright guys, I think we're good. Yeah. I'm gonna have like my phone out just because that way if you guys comment I can check. Oops, sorry, let me pause this real quick. I need to turn this volume all the way down, let it play out, and then just look at the chat. That way if you guys respond I can see. So if you guys like see me look down at all, that's why I'm looking at my guys commented. Alright, let's get this on the way. Dude, this is awesome, bro. I love One Piece. This is the best.
He's wearing a Wano outfit, but with his mask, and is drinking with his subordinates and a few geishas. Page 1, Loki resists the Sacred Knights.
Every 4 minutes, I'll stop the chat.
The chapter starts showing Loki with his head down, trembling, breathing heavily. Uff. As the Sacred Knights move away from the giants, Loki asks a question. Loki says, "Your face looks so much like his. Don't tell me you're not related to that pirate, the red-haired one?" Shamrock stays silent, maybe uncomfortable with the question. Gunko then responds, "Watch your mouth, insolent. This is not something you need to know." Page 2. Loki agrees and says, "You're right, but a great pirate and a celestial dragon, they're opposites in the world. Having the same face, it's hard not to wonder, don't you think?" Shamrock then decides to respond, "That pirate is my younger twin brother, whom I've been separated from for a long time. Return to the Holy Land, but it seems he likes this dirty lower world." Note, in the original, Shamrock uses the term shake for world, which in Buddhism is underworld or a lower realm. Loki then says, "He came back? See, my anger only grew upon discovering this blood connection. It's interesting to think that both brothers now have a grudge against each other. Remember this, you bastards. When I get rid of these chains, you know what that means, right?" Page 3. Loki continues, "The fate of my friends. You're the one who will pay for this burden." We see the animals all injured on the ground, arrows pinning them. Hearing this, Shamrock looks to the side and says, "Are you threatening me?" Gunko then says, "Captain, don't waste time with someone like him." Shamrock then replies,
Hey,
"Yes,
Shamrock,
I don't even need to deal with him directly. Right, Cerberus?" At this moment, Shamrock draws his sword and we see 3 heads emerging from the blade. Page 4. This immediately catches Loki's attention. Cerberus presentation box. We see a 3-headed dog, which isn't entirely black. Its eyes are white. And as black clouds swirl around the dog's neck, Loki screams right away, "What? What the hell is that?" From the dog's mouths, we see blades coming out. Shamrock then says, "It's my sword." Translation note here, Shamrock says, "Watashi no kenda," which literally means "it's my sword," but it could also be a wordplay, as ken can mean both sword and dog. Plus, blades are coming out of the dog's mouths, reinforcing this wordplay. In short, it's a perfect pun in Japanese. My sword and my dog are the same. Page 5. Loki. Whoa. Gross. What's with these guys? Huh. Referring to Cerberus.
Yeah,
Gunko then creates a bird with her arrows and says something important. She says, "Captain, suppress your presence. We're moving." If the translation is correct, they might be suppressing their presence, which could explain why Luffy hasn't sensed them yet. Shamrock agrees and says, "Disperse." The kanjis used mean emergency departure, return. Translation note, the kanji departure in Shanks' divine departure is B, which means to evade, avoid, or repel. The departure in Shamrock's technique is hashin, meaning departure, launch, or takeoff. So both brothers use a departure move, but with different meanings. Page 6, the 3, just like Queen did, and each one has a sword coming out of its mouth. They are all thrown toward Loki. Gunko and Shamrock escape on a bird formed by arrow symbols, surrounded by Gunko. Shamrock then says, "If you survive..."
Okay, the reason I think that this is so cool just because of like a lot of reasons, right? Because well, it's One Piece and dude, Gunko and Shamrock look so cool, especially like all their interactions, just Loki threatening the living crap out of them. That's awesome. Loki's like, dude, if these chains break, you're dead. And how he recognizes Shanks. Wonder what the connection is there. But how he like recognizes him, That was very interesting too, and honestly, guys, it was just interesting all around. Yeah, it was good because like obviously Shamrock's the cool-headed one, like what I'm saying, and Gunko is just the straight up can't really take any kind of insults at all, and like basically, yeah. So it's interesting that kind of dynamic going on, because it makes sense because Shanks is a calm-headed. If you guys know,
You can come kill me
very
anytime. When that
interesting.
day comes, I'll be your opponent. Loki then says, Hey, don't tell me. If I get pierced by those things, even I could die. Damn it. Celestial dragon. Damn it. Page 7. Loki is pierced in the abdomen by the 3 heads of Cerberus. Shamrock then says, a quick suppression would be difficult. We need to capture the children of the warriors. Call another one. Gunko says, understood. Who should I call? Perhaps referring to another sacred knight who will be summoned here. Page 8. The scene shifts. Presentation box, Elbaf, Forest Castle. One of the guards says, it's true. There's no way you could have tricked me. Another giant says, it was him. Yes, the red-haired one. Then Luffy shouts immediately, this is a lie. There's no way Shanks could have defeated you for no reason. Another giant says, it's true. The red-haired one came to visit Elbaf. Luffy says, Shanks is way more cheerful and laid back. He'd never do something unjust. No way. Zoro says, the red-haired one was in Elbaf recently, right? It wouldn't be strange if he's still around. Luffy says, but if what you're saying is true, then this isn't Shanks. Shanks is a man of character. He would never do something meaningless like this.
He's
Nami says, laughing.
not wrong.
Incredible. What confidence you have in him. Heh. Page 9. Luffy then says, of course, Nami, you wouldn't act like this if someone spoke ill of Boromir, would you? Nami then corrects Luffy, saying, it's Belmare. The giants then
Clap
say,
back, Luffy.
well, if it's not him, it must be someone very similar to him, maybe a brother. Luffy then says, Shanks' brother? If he's his brother, I can only imagine someone of good character. That is, if he has a brother. As far as I know, he's been on Roger's ship since he was a kid. And his family is the Roger Pirates, Rayleigh. Except for Buggy, of course.
You're very wrong.
At the same moment Luffy speaks about the Roger Pirates, there's a parallel shot of the man in the hat. This time we see his back and his cloak, which is exactly the same as the one Crocus had in a cover story from chapter 631. We see footsteps. The man is page 10, presentation text, Adam Tree. The scene changes. We see Ripley. She is holding Frankie in her hand. They are examining the Adam Tree.
Wait, who's that?
Ripley says, here and there, all of this is the Adam Tree. There's nothing special. Is it really that rare on the outside? Maybe I should start selling it too. Frankie says, don't encourage me, Ripley. Saul just gave me a sermon about it, saying it's a sacred tree, not to cut anything from it.
Sure, that would have
Frankie says,
strong.
but if we were to steal this from the giants, we'd have to carry it, and that costs a fortune. Then something catches Frankie's attention. He says, what's this? A mural? Page 11. These are scribbles made by children from ancient times that were etched on petrified tree bark. And today, due to their historical value, they are considered a national cultural heritage. Frankie says, those scribbles there. Ripley says, if this estimate is correct, it is believed that this painting was made 900 and 800 years ago. They are from the lost century. Frankie says, wide-eyed, what? Then we have to show this to Robin. I'll tell her later. But this is strange for an Elbaf drawing. They don't look like giants to me. As Frankie...
Okay, I generally do think that this is actually pretty cool, though. The mural and how they're talking about showing it to Robin and how Luffy's just defending the living crap out of Shanks, bro. I'm happy for you, Luffy. Defend him, bro, because Shanks is like, he's an incredibly nice guy. This is obviously Shamrock, as we saw. And yeah, I think I honestly got no idea. I got no idea why the God's Knights are here. Holy Knights, is it? Or God's Knights? I can't remember which one. I think it's the Holy Knights, but I completely forgot why they're here. Honestly, isn't it to just talk to Loki or ask him to either to ask him to join and kidnap kids? Those are the two reasons I think that I remember. Yeah, those are the two reasons, and also for being honest, yeah, it's just so out of character for Shanks, and I'm glad that Luffy's defending him. And what I also want to know, are they kidnapping kids just to, like, why are they kidnapping Elbath children? You know what I mean? So, like, is it just to, my theory is the reason why they're kidnapping Elbath children, alright? Stick with me on this one. I could be very wrong. And remember, there's a lot more chapters of this, so we'll get the answer eventually. But my biggest, I'm gonna finish the video to see, but trust me, it's a good one.
He speaks, we see some drawings on the mural. A mermaid princess, possibly related to Shirahoshi, Poseidon, a robot resembling Emeth, and a creature with strange ears. Page 12. I agree. In our known history, although wars between different races are not unheard of, there shouldn't have been any union. What makes this even clearer is that this painting is nothing but children's drawings. Walrus School. We see children studying happily. The scene changes, and now we go to the Owl Library, where we see Robin and Chopper paying attention to Saul's words. Robin says, "So, this is the Harley?" Saul says, "That's right. Many Elbaf stories were created based on this book,
What's a
but
Harley?
its interpretation is fragmented." We see the book's covers, right, where we can see the sun, similar to the one from Kuma's church. Chopper says, "What an amazing giant book." Page 13. Saul says, "The warriors of Elbaf believe in different versions of the sun god, each with its own personality." Robin then says, "Can I read it?" Saul says, "Of course, Robin, Derishishi. This story is divided into 3 chapters and 3 worlds. It's said that the current world is the one we are in, and things are still to come." Quietly, the legend of Nika is being told in all of these worlds. What they have in common is that he always appears laughing and doing this. Then Saul does the pose of Nika singing. Robin smiles and says, "Okay, then I'll start reading." The first world, there was fire all over the land. Final double-page spread. While Robin reads, we see Frankie looking at the inscription. Finally, we see the magnificent painting. Description of the painting. The treasure atom tree is at the center of the mural and divides the mural into 2 parts. Above the tree, there's a winged monster demon spitting fire from its mouth. On the right side of the mural, we see several things. On one side, we see a large city being attacked by a huge serpent, and on the other, we see an ark with a king, angels, and animals. In this part, we also see the moon and some people making offerings, which look like stars. This last part resembles the paintings Enel found on the moon. On the left side of the mural, we see a large battle. Here is Nika, or Joy Boy, fighting against a huge winged demon that holds the sun in its hands. Nika is fighting alongside giants. One of them has horns, samurais, Lunarians, minks, a mermaid princess accompanied by sea creatures, angels, a robot resembling Emeth, and many ships with humans. One of them appears to be from Alabasta. Then, while we see the mural, Robin reads, and this is what the sacred texts of the book Harley say. The first world, on earth there is flame. Humanity, consumed by desire, touched the forbidden sun. The enslaved prayed. The sun god appeared. The earth deity became enraged. Along with the serpent of hell's flame, they engulfed the world with death and darkness. The second world. In the void, there is breath. The deity of the forest dispatched the demons. The sun did nothing but spread seeds of war. The half-moon people saw a dream. The moon people saw a dream. Men became gods after killing the sun. The deity of the sea grew enraged. They cannot be found again. The third world, in chaos, there is void. The disturbed shadow remembers the promised day and hears the sound of the fragmented moon. The sun god dances and laughs, leading the world to its end. The sun will return, and then comes a new morning. They will meet again. End of the chapter, no break, next week.
Okay, now let's stop sharing, go to YouTube. So once okay, this is good. Hang on, guys, sorry. Okay, so here's what I think, right? I like the fact that they're bringing this all like around Elbath the Mule. I think the Winged Demon is probably Emu, if we're being honest with each other, the king of the world and all that. Okay, but here's what I'm so confused about: is why would they kidnap children? Here's my theory why they kidnap children, right? Because they didn't really explain it, unless because I was paying attention, unless I missed something. But my theory is that I think the giants are needed to win because like there are giants in that mule. I think that they're gonna take those children and raise them up. I think that they want them to either be like there's got to be like a giant that they want to be like a powerful giant. They want a powerful giant. I have a feeling that they're gonna take those kids and either do what Caesar was doing on Punk Hazard, like they're gonna either clone them or like they're gonna make giant pacifistas, or they are going to do something entirely else. Like they're gonna either go Caesar's route where they make giant clones. Then you go either Vegapunk's route where they make giant pacifistas. You know what I'm saying? Or they're gonna just straight up raise these children to become their own. Like raise them to be like top tier. Or they're just gonna I don't know, take their blood or something like that. I don't know why they would want. That's my theory though. It's got to be one of these three reasons. It's got to be one of these three reasons. Like I said, just these three. Either Caesar's route, they go the Caesar route. They where Caesar just try to make like normal babies into giants, or they go Vegapunk's route where they make pacifista giants, or they go they raise the little kids into warriors themselves. Which I don't know. Maybe they can make like a drug out of their blood too, where like it makes them stronger, enhances them. Those are my four reasonings. Neither way, I think I don't know. Yeah, those are my four reasonings. But now let's talk about the Elbath Mule. Okay, now this one, like I said, the winged demon, I think is Emu. And the fact that Joyba was there, like Nika and the Sun God, we never really know who's who, like who's real and who's not. I think Joyba was just a name that they gave up to people, that they gave out to people. And Nika is like the real deal, like Joy Boy is just because he was filled with joy. Like Luffy, he's Joy Boy, he's filled with joy. That's what I think. And what I'm so curious about too is the Mermaid Princess Shirahoshi is obviously going to play a big role in this because, well, she's an ancient weapon who controls Sea Kings. And that's a really big deal because Sea Kings are also very strong and very powerful. I mean, like, they don't, you know what I mean, though. But, yeah, it's weird for sure. I wonder what Robin's going to make out of this meal. Because it's not easy for being, like, I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a poll. Actually, I'm going to... Sorry, guys. Start a poll. Okay. I'm gonna say, why do you think the Holy Knights are kidnapping kids? Why do you think the Holy Knights are kidnapping kids? giant kids. Can I like change the answer to like? Okay, here we go. Oh no, sorry, my bad. It was like, why do you think this is not? I'm saying. Sorry, guys. Okay. No. Do you think my theory is right on why they're kidnapping the giant kids? Maybe another option. Do you think my theory is right on why they're kidnapping the giant kids? And then, kinda. Or just, I don't know. Yep, the poll will be in the chat here in a sec. That's my thing. Because I am confident about this. Yeah, I am confident about this. But honestly, we're doing it. We are going to be watching the other thing too, because I just can't wait, bro. It like this gets me like so excited, you know. So, phone out real quick. Just so you guys know I'm having this out because that way if you guys comment down below or I can respond. Here we go.
Title of Chapter 1139, Mountain Devourer Cover Story. The two rebels have been captured. Two shadowy figures are brought before Who's Who. He is drawing his katana to punish them. It seems to be Ulti and Page 1, as both figures have horns and resemble them. Page 1. Chapter's opening text. The exploration of Orist Castle continues. Chapter 1.
Sorry about
1139 begins by showing Orist Castle. Zoro says, "We've been looking. The sun is about to set. Look at the size of this place." Then Road says, "The guards have no idea where the key is. The one who probably knows about it is Jarul Sama. Maybe the other elders too." Zoro then says, "The old man with the sword, would he really tell us where it is?"
Okay, yeah, we're not.
Road says, "Of course not. Freeing Loki is considered a serious crime, you know." Zoro says, "We haven't even decided if we'll free him or not." Luffy is marching in Nika's pose and says, "Wow, Zoro, you really don't go easy. Hey guys, look over here."
Yeah, because Zoro's not.
Then something surprises Nami, who says, "What is that?" Page 2. Road gulps and says, "A red carpet, the remains of nobility. Could this be the throne room?" Translation note. In the original, it can also be read as King's Chamber. Then we see the throne room
here?
completely destroyed, with a cracked throne.
Ripley,
Road says, "Wow, with your permission. Wow, everything is destroyed. Signs of battle are everywhere." Zoro says, "The ceiling is completely destroyed." Nami says, "So this really is the throne room." Nami says, "A mark? Where?" Page 3. Then Road holds the trio in his palm while they take a closer look. Luffy says, "That's right." Nami says, "It looks like a magic circle I saw in a book. What is this?" Then we see the circle from which the Holy Knights emerged. Road, observing, says, "It's a demon." What? Does it really summon demons? Well, I don't know. Why would something like this be in the throne room? This is scary. Luffy,
I would be terrified if
looking at the circle, says, "I feel like I've seen this somewhere recently."
You have.
Then a voice suddenly says,
Straw Hat Luffy. At that moment, Luffy says, "What? Who? Are you a demon?" Nami, trembling, says, "Of course not, you idiot. That doesn't exist." Road, as scared and trembling as everyone else, says, "Then it must be the spirit of the dead." Page 4. Then a man jumps into the middle of the throne room from the ceiling. Apparently, he says, calm down, I've always wanted to meet you." Luffy says, "Who are you? Show yourself now." Road says, "Could it be a summoned demon? This castle is cursed. We must run before we get possessed."
That'd be so
Luffy
terrifying.
then says, calm down, Road. Stop running." Translation note: calm down is the closest translation of Shizumari Tamai, a phrase frequently used in religious or spiritual contexts in Japan, especially in Shinto rituals. Spirits. The person then says, as soon as he says that, two axes come.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna just about to talk about it. Honestly, not bad so far yet. So the demon circles are Shamrock and Gunko. I don't know who this guy is. Yeah, I don't know who that is. The fact that he said, "I always wanted to meet you," Luffy's interesting. I don't know who he is. Two axes. Okay, whatever. Let's talk about this so far. Yeah, they all think it's demons, which honestly, I think it's demons in that situation too. If a circle suddenly appeared in my room right now, looking like that, I'm evacuating the room. I'm like, bye. I'm just gone. Me and Louis were dipping. But yeah, because I would not be calm in that situation. I would be terrified seeing those circles there. But honestly, I'm curious, how do they work? So obviously it's Emu giving them power, I feel like being able to do it, but I know it's the devil fruit, it's gotta be. The devil fruit. The original, it's just like the devil fruit, from the devil. I do think that Emu was possessed by the devil. That's my first guess. That devil had obviously has a will of its own, and it slowly corrupted Emu over time. I think it was just some tragic story. That's why it's so hard for me because it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's not the best circumstances. Dude, you can tell Road is terrified though. You can just look at his face and tell he's terrified. That's hilarious. He deserves it because he literally kidnapped the Straw Hats and practically forced them into clothes. And he's a pervert. That's another thing. Road kinda deserved this, buddy. Not gonna lie, kind of had it coming. I have a strong feeling that we're gonna end up loving him later on. Right now, obviously, I hate him, but we are gonna. I feel like they're building him up to we're gonna like him more later on. You know, I like Gertrude. I like Ripley. That one teacher, something was it? Yeah, that one history teacher, I think it was. Related to whoever she said her father was. Her husband was. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm liking this so far, honestly. It is getting good though. Trust me, guys, this is getting good. It makes me so happy.
Flying towards Road. The giant screams in fear, dropping the three straw hats at the moment the axe hits the wall. While the three are falling, Road shouts, "Don't let go of my hand!" Page 5. Luffy then saves Nami, throwing her into Zoro's arms. Nami says, "Thank you." Then we see a person on one of the arms of the giant throne. Luffy says, "There's someone on the throne." While Road apologizes to Nami, Luffy says angrily, "I'm going up there to beat that guy up." Then we see the person. A man with a silhouette of a hat and cape appears. He has black glass hair tattoo on the upper corner of his right eye. Road, recognizing the person, says, "Ah, Yarshi! Why are you here?" Yarsan says, "I felt a strange haki coming from the castle, but it seems to be gone now. Instead, I found you guys. I heard the rumors. Straw Hat Luffy. Looks like you defeated Kaido, huh? It's been a long time. I want to travel to Wano again. Page 6. Luffy, confused, says, What? Who is Yarsan?
Who is
Road then
this?
explains, in Elbaf, he is known as Yarsan. Didn't you meet a teacher named Ripley there? He's her husband. Luffy, smiling, then says, Ah, so he's the father of that big guy. Yarsan then says, Big guy. Gahahaha, indeed. So you met Ripley and Kron? He inherited a lot of giant blood. Even though he's my son, he was too big for me to carry.
How
Then
does
he
that
talks about Colin.
work?
He's 20 years old. You know? And then about Ripley. And Ripley is 80. She's older than me. Marrying a giant isn't worth it. After all, I'm the only one who's aging. Nami, surprised. Indeed, thinking that someone like that exists. Page 7. Yarsan then steps down from the throne and says, Love is freedom.
Who's
Historically,
Yarsan?
many mixed races have existed. Buccaneers, Dosundas, long limbs, Wotans. Hybrid races struggle to survive. But in every era, there have always been those who knew how to adapt. Luffy
I've
says,
seen pictures of him on YouTube.
Zoro then says, You seem to know a
that
lot.
ex-guy
but
from the Raja Powers, because
who are you?
I've seen like his picture in thumbnails.
Then Yarsan strikes Odin's pose, extending his hand, and says, The missionary of love.
In-
This when he gets old.
Raja
Luffy then
Pirates.
says,
Yeah.
Old man, I'm looking for Loki's key. Right away, Road
Ain't no
says,
way that's
Don't say things like that so casually.
him.
Of course he wouldn't know. Then Luffy quickly says,
'Cause where
Then
his
forget
axe
it.
is at.
Zoro says, Too late for that now,
Must
huh?
seem very blind.
Yarsan then says,
And-
It's about Loki. Page 8. I love it when other people cause trouble. Nami immediately scolds him. What a terrible thing to say. You shouldn't just tell anyone that, you know? Yarsan says, Lady, secrets are meant to be spread.
Yeah, because his
I
name
already
ain't
told you to
Yarsan.
stop. Do you know what
Yes,
kind of
you
man
said,
Loki
like,
is?
in Elbaf,
And
they
what's
call him this,
the
but-
worst that could happen? If the worst happens, what will you do, Straw Hat? Luffy then
So
responds,
confused.
I'll defeat him and lock him up again, of course. Then Yarsan says, In the past, only the red-haired man, Shanks, was able to defeat him. But until then, no one had been able to stop. How power does Loki have? If something, he then starts ignoring the warnings and says, This old man talks too much. Let's look for the key ourselves. Yarsan
Love
says,
Luffy.
Hey, don't
He's like,
ignore
just
me.
stop that yap, and I'll go
Zoro,
look for the key
smirking,
myself.
also says, What a waste of time. Nami says, He's warning us. Pay attention. You two. Road then says, I'm sorry, Yarsan. Smiling, he says, Why? Then we see a quick silhouette. Roger says, I'm tired of your warnings. Are you scared or what? He and Gaban argue. Says, If you want to stop me, then fight me.
I
Gaban
knew it.
says, I told you to understand the risks, Roger, you idiot. Then back to the present, Yarsan says, Hey, Road, push this throne. Page 10, the scene shifts to the Giant's Feast. Oimo says, A long time ago, he was part of the Pirate King's crew. Besides Roger, there were 2 other incredibly strong pirates. Then Usopp says, Oh, so there was another one besides Rayleigh. Oimo says, That's right. Once, during Captain
Yeah, the guy
Roger's
with
treatment,
the
Roger
axe
and this
from the
man were in a
Saudi, I
hospital in the
think.
mountains.
I remember.
Translation note. The Japanese word for massacre.
Oh crap! Sorry guys, I got carried away. Yeah, but I am so. Why is his name Yar? Did he just change it to hide it from the government? That's my guess. Yeah, but that confused me a little bit. And also, I want to know one thing: why is Who's Who punishing OT in page 1? Is it because they lost? Because like, bro, you also lost. Like I love OT. I do not want her to die. So I'm begging you, One Piece, please don't kill her. Like I could not beg you, so please don't, because like I'm so confused on my page on why Who's punishing them, because he lost, and OT is stronger than page 1. I mean, OT is stronger than Who's Who is better overall. I don't know how they got captured. Maybe OT was still knocked out, because at the end of the day, OT had to face the stronger opponent just because like she got hit with Big Mom's can attack. Like, bro, that's I don't think Who's making it out of that, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like when you think about it, sure, he's strong, he's durable. Yeah, sorry guys, gotta move the camera down a little bit. Guessing honestly, that's good enough right there. But yeah, that's what I'm so confused about. There's so many things I just don't understand. So he came here, he married Ripley. They have a kid. I wonder how does that work? A giant, like that confuses me. But whatever. I mean, it kind of made sense. Never mind what I said. Whatever. Okay, the point of it is, dude, this chapter is confusing. I'm just playing the rest of it, guys. Okay, I'm sorry, but I can't. My brain.
record is Kari Uchi, which specifically means he killed pirates seeking revenge. Oimo then says, but unfortunately, the hospital was surrounded by enemy pirates. However, this man went out alone, and with only 2 axes, he massacred hundreds of pirates. Usopp, quite impressed, says, alone, and with just 2 axes? Oimo continues, and there's more. Everything this man left behind was a completely devastated mountain. They say not a single tree was left standing. Usopp says, what? Why did he cut everything down? Oimo says, because of this legend, he became known as the Mountain Devourer. As he says this, we see Brook, Sanji, and Jinbei also listening to the story.
It's hilarious.
Jinbei comments that this story is quite famous. Oimo says, this man was known as the left hand of the Pirate King, standing alongside First Mate Silvers Rayleigh. Final double page 11 and 12. As Oimo continues telling the story, we see the trio back at Orist Castle. Someone says, a secret chamber. Nami then says, a treasure room? Kya Yarsan, you're the best. As Nami happily sings, Road asks how Yarsan knows about this place. The old man says, well, exploring is my hobby. Then, upon arriving at the location, Luffy is impressed by what he sees, as the treasure chests are all open and empty. He says, but the chests are completely empty. Yarsan says, gah ha ha ha, it really was a treasure room in the past. Nami, immediately furious, starts cursing the old man. You liar! Yarsan then says, hey, don't blame me. This place was abandoned, so it wouldn't be strange if thieves came and stole everything. But look over there. Then, in the middle of the room, we see a key, and Yarsan jumps in front of it. That was certainly something the thieves didn't want. Luffy gets very excited. Yarsan says, in other words, not even villains would want the liberation of Loki. Would you steal this key? Then we return to Oimo and Kashi, who continue talking about the old man. This incredible man has been here for 20 years.
I'll take it from you. Oops. Okay. Let's go back to stop sharing. Go to the more this side of it. Okay, there's something. Okay. So my thing is here, right? I'm gonna get my take on this. So this chapter didn't confuse me as much as the last one, but it still did a little bit. Number one, he came to Elbath. Why? I want to know that. Why did he go to Elbath out of all places? Did he already have like interest in Ripley? Were they already together while they were on the Roger Pirates crew? Or did he just come here and then he met her and then they fell in love? So that's how I think this honestly works. Other than that, I generally don't know that much. I'm still confused. So obviously no one wants the liberation of Loki except for Luffy, Zoro, and Nami's. I don't think Zoro really wants it that badly. I think just Luffy. For being honest, just Luffy. And whoever that guy was on the phone with sorry about that. Okay. So I think that after Roger died, the axe hand guy, he went what? He went to Elbath either because he was bored, either Roger gave him something to. I don't know why he go to Elbath. Is there a road Poneglyph on Elbath that he's trying to protect? Or is he just like protecting Elbath, or is he just This is what I'm so confused about. What's he doing on Elbath? Like, what's his main purpose there? Also, they're talking about, yeah, Loki's like super dangerous. It's hyping me up for Loki, honestly. For being honest, it's hyping me up. I think that honestly, ooh, I'm gonna have to vote that no one like wanted. Everyone knew that Loki was dangerous. I'm gonna guess he's dangerous. He was probably very dangerous. No one really wants him to be free. Even the left hand of the Roger Pirates. It's got to be like if he's worried about Loki, gonna understand Loki on a different time, man. And also, what I'm too curious about is more about OT and Page One and who's who. Are they gonna come back later in the story? I think they are, but it's like not that important. People like side characters, probably like the final war. That's my biggest guess. But we're gonna go into the next segment. We are going to go on to the free for all. So we like to do this. So I shuffled these before the live stream started. I got prepared. Here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna draw 4 cards, and they're all just gonna go at it in a free for all. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna put these cards right here, and I'll be right back, guys. Okay? Trust me, you're gonna love this though. Should these are 2 people or 4 people? That's my question. Okay. Sorry, guys. We're just trying to get to a position. It's not that easy. Okay. What we're gonna do? We're gonna shuffle all that. First, we're gonna draw random. Hopefully, I don't draw. We're gonna draw this off camera. We're gonna put this spell down and just draw it off camera. This is like way too messy. Okay, we're gonna be doing that. Okay, now who is the weakest out of the 4 I'm about ready to draw? Like what order do they go in? Okay, let's see here. It's 5, so we're just gonna get rid of that. Okay, the weakest. Okay, first up we got introducing Trafalgar Law. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think he's strong, but 3 billion bear bounty. He's very smart. The op fruit, he can like I already said this in the last option, but I'm gonna say it again. His room, he can like room, and then he can like do whatever he wants in that room. He can teleport people. He can lift stuff up. He can cut stuff in half. He can take out your heart. He can do a lot in that room. Basically, his dove fruit is broken, but his hockey is not that great. Being completely honest with you, it's bad. His hockey is awful. So law. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We got Doflamingo. Okay, this one is actually very iconic because Doflamingo hates Law. Law and Doflamingo both hate each other. Because I'll explain the backstory, why not? Because Law was Doflamingo's old puppet, basically. Doflamingo was Law's boss when he was a kid. And his brother, Doflamingo's brother, was a good guy, but Doflamingo was evil. Doflamingo's brother worked for the Navy as like a spy under him. And then Doflamingo's brother made like a really good connection with Law, helped him out, basically saved his life because he had a white lead disease where Doflamingo does his bird cage, right? His strings go all over around you. And once you're in it, there's a chance you get white lead disease. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. And the op fruit, if he ate it and performed like something on himself, he could save himself, and Yep, and Doflamingo's brother helped him do it and screwed Doflamingo over in the process. But Doflamingo's got this. He can control string. He can puppet people. He can shoot bullet strings. He does these overheat strings. He's got a lot, bro. And he can fly using, like, if the clouds are out, he can fly, like, connecting the strings to the cloud. I think that's how it works. Well, with Doflamingo he's good. Mihawk. Oh, we're doing this today. Mihawk is the best swordsman in the show that we've seen so far. Like, not, I don't know of all time, but just so far, like right now, we've seen so far, he's called the world's strongest swordsman. So he is, yeah, he's that guy. He slashed a whole meteor. I mean, Zoro already slashed in half. Then Mihawk effortlessly put a blast and just blew up the entire meteor right after Zoro did it. And Zoro is Mihawk's end goal. He wants to beat Mihawk, and Mihawk trained Zoro during the 2-year time skip. So he kind of broken, if you ask me. Then we got Thatch. I don't know him just because of that. I mean, I know he's on White Beard's crew, but I don't know if he was a good fighter. I'm completely honest with you. So I'm going to put his card away. Rockstar again. Don't know him. We got. Don't know him. Oh my word. Nico Robin. Okay, now she can sprout hands anywhere. She can listen with the hands, like eyes. She can see. She can make them have like eyes. She can hear with the hands too. Basically, she makes them really effectively. She can practically snap your neck if you sprout some on your body. She can turn into a little demon because she makes her whole appearance bigger, makes it so she looks like a demon. And basically, the Devil Fruit's busted when we think about it. But I honestly don't know who. We got Nico Robin, Doflamingo, Mihawk, Law. I think it goes. I don't think Robin beats Doflamingo. I think Robin is the weakest out of them all. Robin is the weak. It goes Robin, and then it goes Doflamingo, and then Law, and then Mihawk. Because Mihawk is the strongest out of all of them. So that's how that is. But Robin loses to all. Yeah, Robin's the weakest out of all of them. Yeah, she's the weakest out of all of them. I'm honestly, I'm gonna put a poll up in chat, guys. Why wouldn't it let me do a poll? And poll. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna do a poll. Okay, who is the weakest? Sad part is, here we go. Okay, guys, now. Okay, we got Nico Robin. We got Draco Mihawk. I'm just gonna put Mihawk. Mihawk, bro. Put respect on Mihawk, bro. The world's strongest swordsman. Then we got. I got no clue how to spell Doflamingo, guys. We have to look at the card. Flamingo. You already know. I'm putting this poll up, so I want you guys' opinion on who you think the weakest is out of these characters. I chose, it goes Nico Robin for me is the weakest, and then I picked Doflamingo, and then Law, and then Mihawk. So Mihawk's the best, then Law's second strongest, Doflamingo is the third strongest, Nico Robin is the fourth strongest. Start poll. Okay. I think that concludes that. Okay, so we're gonna take that card. I'm gonna put it on there. Okay, so we already got all those people out of the way. That's good though. We're gonna just randomly draw. Not even looking. Smartest now. Okay, now we got it. Now we got a good category, guys. Good category. Smartest. We're gonna be doing 4. So let's see who we got. We got Big Mom. Okay, now she runs an entire. She's an emperor. She runs an entire empire, basically. So she's intelligent. She's like an entire organization that goes out and gets stuff. That goes on and gets stuff done. She has a lot of. They just basically collect information. They know literally almost everything about anyone who has a bounty. If you have a bounty, she wants to know about you. Like, it's crazy how much stuff they can get. So Big Mom is obviously up there, in my opinion. And she's got like which talk about smart, so it doesn't really matter about Devil Fruit. Him, I know him, but I don't know if he's that smart. We didn't really see him. We did see him a lot in Thriller Bark with Gecko Moria. He fought Zorob in. Him, I don't know. That's hard. Vasco Shot. I'm being honest with you guys. I don't know who he is, except he's on the Blackbeard Pirates. And I've heard he gets drunk all the time. I don't know. I'm just honestly, I don't think you guys want me assuming, so I'm just going to toss him away and get like a new card. Let's see whose this is. Okay, now him, he is actually intelligent. We've seen in the show, he can make good plans. And then we got to draw one more card too. We got Lafitte. Okay, him we also know is intelligent, so this is hard. Remember, the card was smartest. I think Big Mom is smart, but I don't think she's smarter than these two. These two are the hard part. There's Lafitte and there's Gallion. Galen. I don't know how to say his name. Someone. I don't know if you guys know how to say that or not, but I don't. I think definitely he's I don't think he's like stupid, but he's definitely not the smartest out of them. So he goes last. He's in 4th place. And Big Mom is in 3rd. She does run an empire, but her herself is not that smart, in my opinion. She's just not. Okay, now it's between these two, which is hard. Because Lafitte, he's smart, and so is him. So I'm going to have to put him 3rd. Here's why. He did like a whole plot with 2 giants, and like this was like when towards the more beginning of the show, like he tricked the giants into drinking beer and exploding their stomach, and then he turned some of them into wax, and he ended up tricking the giants, turning them into wax. He's honestly, he's smart. He's a planner, but I personally think Lafitte's smart. I genuinely do think. I don't think Lafitte's a fighter, but I think Lafitte's smart because Lafitte broke into with all the warlords, and like I think it was Doflamingo, Mihawk, and Kuma, and the Fleet Admiral all in one room, and he broke into all of that. He mind controlled a guard. Pretty sure he broke in again to a different. Yeah, so I think he's the smartest out of all of them. I think he is a planner, 100%. Yeah, so for me it goes Lafitte, Gallianito, Big Mom, Samurai Ryuma. That's how it goes for me, guys. And sorry, I gotta organize these cards a little bit more better. There we go. So yeah, that's where I think the smartest category goes. Okay. Time to draw another one. Remember, I'm not looking so low-key. Gonna fast. I'm just gonna add fastest because fast is like I can just say, oh, I'm going fast. I'm just putting like fastest, you know. So we're just gonna draw 4 cards. Let's go. We got ooh. She'll I got no clue to say his name. Sorry guys. But I got no clue to say his name. I got no clue how. But let's see. Alvida. We're not off to a good start, guys. We're off to a horrible start. Jesus Bridge, oh my I gotta tell you these are. My bad. So he's part of the Blackbeard Pirates. He can go invisible and use a sword. He's alright, kind of fast. He was originally from Impo Down. He was the ex-warden. And apparently I think it was I don't know what he did exactly, but I think he was just very, very corrupt. But I don't know how. I forgot about that part. But either way, he was in Impo Down. The warden broke him out because he said he'd help them clean up the mess that Luffy made, and shocker, he didn't. No, Alvida. She was very beginning. She was like the first villain we got introduced to. Not that powerful, honestly. She's alright, I guess, but in terms of fast, no, not really. Actually, was smooth. It's tough, guys. Jesus Butchkin, he ate the strong fruit. I think it was. I don't know when he ate it, but either way, he was like, he's an okay fighter. He's pretty good fighter, but in terms of fastness, he's all right. So basically, I got no one. Okay, let's time to draw the 4th one. We got Cracker. He's very huge, so he's honestly not that fast. We've Loki never seen him run either. This is a horrible hand. So I think so I think it goes Alvida because she's not that fast. Like she really is not that fast at all. And then it goes Cracker because like he's just huge. And like he literally walks at real base. We never really seen him run, if we're being honest. But in his like, if we're talking about like the big form, or his actual physical body, because this is not his physical body, this is just his power. If we're talking about, he might be higher on this list, honestly. I don't know. We might. Let's just talk about his body just for the sake of it. So it goes Alvida, then it goes him, and then it goes him because I do think Jesus Birch is faster than him. He's an okay kind of powerful, you know. But yeah, he's all right fast. And then I got Jesus Birch over him. So that's how I see it. Okay, so draw again. We got skill. So basically, he's got the most skill. But it depends on like what area also. So this one's very interesting, actually. Okay. Ooh. He's the biological son of Whitebeard. That we don't know though if we honestly trust him or not. We don't know if he's for sure the biological son of Whitebeard or not. He's alright strong. He's alright strong. He's pretty skilled, but not really. He might be last no matter what. Okay, Teach. He is he's a scam artist in every way. He does not fight fair. He's got the devil fruit of this guy's supposed father, Whitebeard. The Gura Gura, I think it's called. He can basically punch air, make it crack, and just cause devastation everywhere. I don't know how to explain his power. His other power is he take away other people's devil fruits, basically. He can swallow like an entire town too. But he is a horrible fighter. It's awful. His skill honestly isn't that great, if we're being completely honest with you. He is not that great. So we're just gonna guys, we're just gonna put him right here. Now we got also isn't that great. I mean, he's great at killing Marines, I guess. But his devil fruit is, I think it's murder clay. One of those we can basically kind of like it sounds. Murder clay. He can like manipulate it. He can. He is it. So if you have Hawk, you can obviously hit him. But dude, this is low-key kind of bad. This is not good. Capone Beji, he is actually skillful in tricking people, and he's a mafia boss basically, and he made his living off other people's pain and misery, just killing other people. So, yeah, honestly, this list is hard. I put I put him last. He's the least skillful of them, and then him. Teacher's least he's skillful at planning. Like he got skill in plan. He's intelligent. Teacher's very intelligent. So I think then it goes to Teach. Then Capone, Beji. That's what's in my head. Other people had, I'd be willing to see like a different argument. Maybe. Okay, time to draw another one, guys. What does this say? Okay, combat IQ. Okay, this one will be we might go to a 1. We'll do one more after this, but combat IQ. This one I actually like love to do sometimes because there's some low-key very smart people when it comes to combat in One Piece. More. Okay. Kaido. He's an emperor and he's Loki the strongest. He's called the strongest creature. So he's automatically just up there. So yeah, he's goaded. Kaido is literally, he held up an entire island while fighting the Yakuza in 9, and then he fought Killer Kid, Law, Luffy, so that's 4, 13, and then his kid Yamato, which is, he was holding it down, bro. It took Luffy turning into a god in order to beat him. And he's got very high combat IQ. In my opinion, he does. Some other people don't see it that way, but I see this, he does. Buggy, no. Buggy is really stupid. He's an emperor, but he's only gained that because he's under Mihawk and Crocodile, which are 10 times more powerful than him. And he's the definition of right place, of wrong place, right time. Sorry, no. Is it right place, wrong time? I got no idea. Okay, and then, basically, he's got no combat IQ. Sir Crocodile, this is just to us talk about who Buggy works under. Buggy's just the figurehead because people think he's an emperor. But Crocodile, I think he's got a little bit of combat intelligence. He's powerful, but I don't think he knows hockey, which is not a good showing for him. And then him, Order G. Okay, now he is not that intelligent either. He's got a 3-head. He has a Hydra, and you know how the Hydra works? It's really hard to cut off their 3 heads. And he is one of the worst devil fruit users ever. These two have such OP devil fruits. He can split his body into different parts, and he is so bad at it. And he can just test 3-head Hydras, they just regrow basically. So, you know what I'm saying? They both have broken devil fruits, but they are horrible users. So I think it honestly goes combat intelligence. I think Buggy's over him in combat intelligence. So I think it goes him. Orgy, then Buggy, and then Crocodile, because Crocodile's got alright intelligence and combat. Like, he's not the best, but he's got alright intelligence. And Kaido, I think he's above them. But yeah, Kaido is one of the most powerful people in the show. One of. But yeah, Kaido's goated, but put respect on Kaido's name, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. This is our last. Yeah, this is our last poll. We're gonna be doing this one as our last thing. Okay. The final paper. Swordsman. Like, is we saying like who I think would be a good swordsman, or like, because like there are not that many swordsmen in the show, guys. So I'll skip. We're just gonna do it. Swordsman. I got it. You gotta do it. That's exactly how I think it works. So swordsman. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. Okay, swordsman. I'm just gonna go like who I think would be a good swordsman, who is actually a swordsman. We'll see. Whitebeard, he's not really a swordsman. He's got like a kind of a sword, but not really, like at all. But like, he's like called like the world's strongest man. He's got a good devil fruit. He's got amazing hockey. But I'm not counting him as prime, and Old Marineford him did not deserve the title of emperor, but he was goated. All right, he can turn into like little crows, and he's part of the Revolutionary Army. And I've never seen him wield a weapon in my entire life. No one has. Beppo. He's a bear who's can turn like Sulong form. He's pretty good, honestly. He knows a little bit of Kung Fu, I think it is. And he's part of Law's crew. Him and Law are the only two competent people there. So, yeah. And now here's this lightning guy who has a very, very god complex. Like it's huge. He's got a very huge ego too. He can control lightning. I'm just gonna go best. I'm gonna honestly be honest with you. Whitebeard's first in my mind right now. So what? I just don't know. At the end of the day, I think he's last, and then Enel, then Beppo, and then New Game, like swordsmanship. Because like none of them are like really swordsmen, but I think if they all had swords, that's how it would go. So yeah, that's my take on the swordsman. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you like this kind of stuff. If you want me to do more during my live streams or not. But either way, I've had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And yeah, have a good one. Fluffy Hawk out. Oh wait, the chapter audiobooks that I was listening to, I'm gonna have those in the description. Go check them out. They're from this really awesome guy. But yeah, Fluffy Hawk out.